Yo, check it. Yo, DZ fam, what is up? You are back for another video. Look, we got some brand new news for GME stock that we're going to go over in this video. Things are going crazy as far as fundamentals are concerned. We also have a technical setup. But, ladies and gentlemen, they are fighting tooth and nail to keep us pinned down. I'm going to explain why and show you guys what is going on and hopefully give you some clarity. We're also going to be looking at what SPY is doing next using charts, facts, and data. I'm going to show you guys why the divergence is taking so long to play out, and again, what is going to be happening in the micro and macro. And we're also going to be looking at Bitcoin, XRP, and Cardano as a possible altcoin season and giant move for BTC is coming as we move into a potential recession. So let's break this all down. Let's not waste any more time and hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go. All right, fam, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, with that being said, let's go and hop in the charts, facts, data, showing y'all what is going on for today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, meme stocks got attacked today. First of all, let's talk about AMC and AMC being flat, literally flat for 6 days in a row. We just recently had some activity here at the end of the day as we did get a slight move down, holding support at the 267 level. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is manipulation. This is stall tactics. This is literally to get into your mind. So again, do not let it get to you, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of the stock market is psychology. You cannot let these things get to you, because if they do, then they are winning. Now, we have the movie centers going crazy. Also, get ready, because AMC earnings is going to be coming out on the 7th. So that's going to be on next week on Monday. AMC earnings is coming out. Also, tomorrow we have tech earnings and we have GDP dropping. It's going to make the market extremely volatile. So expect for things to get crazy tomorrow. Now, as far as the meme stocks are concerned, recent updates is Andrew Left is still in trouble for shorting GME. The movie centers is doing absolute numbers in the box office, which is good fundamentals for AMC. And we just looked at the movies today on stream. There's a lot of good movies coming out for 2025 and 2026. Also, Jim Cramer is now fudding GME as well. This was in my last couple of videos if you missed that, just to catch you up on that. And of course, there's also this as well, where they're fudding AMC, literally using misinformation. Okay, this is actually where a different stock got mixed up for AMC, and it was a quote-unquote accident. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not an accident, and it's literally key to have correct information, especially when it comes to financial information. Of course, the latest thing, brand new news, GameStop fundamentals are going crazy. Not only are they buying Bitcoin, but the Switch 2 is doing absolute numbers, and this is going to show up on GameStop's earnings. Last earnings was profitable, and this next earnings is most likely going to be profitable. GameStop fundamentals improving, GME to the moon, baby. So that is the news that we're looking at here for AMC and GME. Now, as far as what happened today, they shorted on us heavily. But listen, this exposes the short's biggest weakness. I explained it in yesterday's video. The more they short, the more they kick the can down the road, the higher short interest goes, and the higher the short interest, the bigger a possible short squeeze. Right now, we're actually getting good numbers. I was really upset because the numbers were low and almost low enough to not even have a short squeeze, but now we're getting good numbers. 13.61% here short interest for AMC. If we see it go over 15-20%, that's a massive short squeeze that could come if we squeeze the shorts out. And look at GameStop, 25 or 12.25% here on GME stock as far as short interest is concerned. Now, again, what happened today is they dumped shorts profusely. You guys can see 10 hours ago, they started with 4.2 million shares on GameStop, went down to 4.1, all the way down to 3.5 million, ladies and gentlemen. So they dumped all of those short shares on GameStop. And of course on AMC, you can see that they dumped from 4.2 down to 4.1, then they went back up to 4.3 million and dumped all all the way back down to 4 million even, and that's even after getting some more and then dumping back down. So again, they're dumping a lot of shares on AMC and GME, and again, that's going to increase the short interest. It's going to increase the cost to borrow, and that could cause a bigger short squeeze. Now, we do want to see cost to borrow go up because it makes it relatively cheap to short these stocks. It also lets us know that liquidity is drying up in the background, and we are seeing AMC again. It might not seem like it, and it doesn't matter what price it is because AMC can literally take off from any price. Remember the last time we had a major move here on AMC stock? We literally came from a low of $2.38 before getting a 400% move to the upside, okay? And then the big move that we had, we came from a low as well. Normally, when you get these squeezes, you come from low points, okay? So at a low point is when you actually need to be most alert. And right now, AMC is at a low point, and we have cost of borrow spiking to the upside. These spikes to the upside are bullish. This is showing us that something is going on. They are shorting in the background, and liquidity is getting dried up. But we need to see more consistent cost of borrow, and we need to see it remain elevated. But these spikes to the upside are pointing us in the right direction. You can see AMC cost of borrow sitting at 0.97%. GME cost of borrow sitting at 0.34% at time of recording, slightly pushing to the upside. And you can see all these volume candles, those white bars, those are all shorting volume, and you can see that the volume is increasing on shorting on the meme stock. So this is letting us know that they're fighting us heavily. They're trying to keep GameStop away from $27.80. They're trying to keep AMC down underneath $3 because if AMC starts to move and GME start to move, especially if they start to move together, that's going to put a ton of pressure on the hedge funds, especially with SPY being pulled back the way it is. So this is what I'm looking at for GameStop and AMC. Again, as far as technicals and what we could see for tomorrow, I'm expecting GameStop to hold 27.30. We want to see GameStop back above 27.50. We literally should have broken out here. We were literally about to blast off the $30, but they stopped us again from shorting us. Again, I know it's discouraging, but this is what they do. They kick the can down the road and try to shake us out. You can see that we had this bullish pennant here, and this bullish pennant broke out exactly like I said it was going to. Right now, we do have some hope because we're retesting it as support, and if we can hold 27.30, then we can push to the upside. But if we lose 27.30, we're probably going to have to come down for these gap fills at like 26.78 to 26.66. So just be ready for that. If we do lose that key level of support of 27.30 or $27, that we're going to be coming down to fill those gaps. But we still have hope for a possible push to the upside because we're using the sloping support and resistance. But we should have broke out today, and we didn't. Now, tomorrow we have a chance, but if we get bad GDP, we could see a pullback with the general market as they will try to dump short shares, and then of course SPY creating a headwind, which would help bring GME to the downside. So again, tomorrow there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of different things in play. We do want to see if GME can get its momentum back. We did get a weekly bullish flip, but it did flip back to red, but we could still easily flip green again. You guys can see that we're right there. We just need to get a little bit more bullish momentum to the upside. Main goal was breaking above 27.80. If we can break above 27.80, we're basically set for $30, and that's why they keep fighting so hard to keep us away from 27.80. And I'm just going to prove it to you guys. Look, they're fighting hard to keep us away from 27.80, continuously trying to short us down. As we remain bullish, though, that's the thing. We keep remaining bullish. They keep trying to short. We keep getting bought up, and GameStop's fundamentals keep improving. The fundamentals of the meme stocks keep improving, and that's why this battle continues. Now, hopefully we win and we see the short squeeze, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we want to see GameStop go back over 27.50 and, of course, 27.80, where we then can go to $28, and then, of course, 30 to $35, where we could see a breakout of the macro falling wedge. So that's what I'm looking at for GME. Let's go ahead and go to AMC and show you guys what's for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm expecting us to retest 267. If we hold 267, then we should be able to push up towards 270. We have gap fills, multiple gap fills to the upside. AMC is going to return back to the upside. We also have so many buy orders that it's freaking ridiculous that we haven't pushed up yet. It's actually insane that we haven't pushed up yet, and it's actually insane that we're trending sideways. It's literally AMC's being accumulated. They're literally trying to pin it between these two prices so they can accumulate shares. And you're asking, well, why are they trying to accumulate shares? Because if there is a potential short squeeze, if we do see it move up, they're hedge funds. They want to be hedged. That's why people are buying AMC for the low right now. They're getting AMC for dirt cheap right now. And this is why we could potentially see a move to the upside. Also, RSI is extremely low right now, man. Look how low RSI is on the weekly time frame. This is prime buying time. In fact, we're starting to get some bullish divergence here on the weekly time frame. As you guys can see, RSI trending up as price trending down. This is absolutely huge for AMC stock, and you can see AMC stock still has the bullish green MACD flip. I'm telling you guys, AMC is consolidating. It's not going to make a lower low. It's consolidating, and when it's done consolidating, out of nowhere, you're just going to see it push up, and it's going to push up hard because there's multiple gap fills to the upside. They've been accumulating here. It's building bullish momentum. Again, that's why we can see the bullish divergence. RSI trending up, price trending down. This is on the weekly time frame. RSI clearly trending up as price clearly trending down. Bullish MACD. You're going to see AMC get a pop to the upside, in my personal opinion, and you're going to see GameStop get a pop to the upside. Most likely, they're going to correlate with each other. GameStop's probably going to start moving first, and then AMC is going to start moving with it. Also, fundamentals for AMC improving again, because I told you guys 2026 and 2025 movies are looking dope, and AMC is in prime position to take advantage of this because of the premium seating and projectors. This is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME and the meme stocks. Let's go ahead and go to SPY in the overall stock market. Show you guys what's going on for then. Okay, so guys, tech earnings for tomorrow, you do have to be aware of that. Also, GDP is expected to come out bearish. What I'm expecting, ladies and gentlemen, we have multiple data drops that could cause different types of volatility and even counteract the GDP. GDP is expected to come out low, so the market's kind of already expecting that. But the fact that the economy hasn't grown at all is abysmal. They're sitting here trying to tell you that things are bullish. The economy's not growing. Inflation is remaining high, and unemployment is remaining high. We're literally in stagflation with the economy not growing. Things are not bullish, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So I don't know how they're going to keep spinning bullishness for SPY and stocks, and oh, don't worry, buy the dip. You get used as exit liquidity, because that's literally what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. These are liquidity grabs for whales to get out. That's why they're pumping the market, and you can tell that they're pumping the market because we're getting divergences. Divergences occur when manipulation happens. Just like AMC has bearish divergence, we have bullish divergence here for SPY because it's being manipulated to the upside. Whether you guys believe that or not, that's fine. It doesn't matter. This is what I believe. This is my opinion. RSI trending down, price trending up. SPY is going to flatten out and correct down. Same way it did on the weekly time frame, okay? You guys can see how RSI is trending down, price is trending up. I told you guys a long time ago that SPY is going to flatten out and have a big correction down. That's exactly what happened. Now look, we're getting bearish divergence on the 2-hour time frame. RSI trending down, price trending up. SPY is going to flatten out and correct down. Now, NASDAQ has a little bit more gap fill to the upside, so I'm expecting NASDAQ to go a little bit higher, taking SPY with it. So I am expecting a little bit more upside. I did tell you guys a green week for this week, so I am expecting higher. But what I'm expecting, because of the data drops, I think we're going to see a dump in the morning because of GDP, and then I think tech earnings, even if they're not the best, I feel like they're going to use that to try to manipulate things to the upside. We have Microsoft and Meta earnings here in after hours. So do be aware of that, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be coming up tomorrow. So I think we could see a dump down in the general morning and maybe into the afternoon, and then into the afternoon and then after hours, possibly see some recovery from that, as I think NASDAQ is going to take SPY higher as it comes up to fill these gaps, corrects, flattens out, and then corrects down. Okay, so I think that's what's going to be happening here for NASDAQ and SPY. Again, I think SPY is going to go, again, just so you can visually see, just a little bit higher, flatten out, and then correct down, rejecting from the moving averages on the daily time frame. That's what I think is going to be happening. And this is why SPY is bearish. It's below all of the moving averages. It does have a death cross still. The 50 moving average is trending down. I believe we're going to come up and retest these moving averages and then reject from them. And in that process, we're going to fill all of the gaps and leave only gap fills to the downside. So I do think we're going to see a slight green week for SPY, and we are still on track for that slight green week for SPY. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Be ready for the data drops tomorrow in tech earnings as well in after hours. I'm thinking we could see a push to the upside here in the morning. Probably what you'll see is like a little bit of excitement pre-market, and then we'll get GDP. We'll probably drop because of GDP. We'll probably find a bottom somewhere, and then start to push up, in my personal opinion. So you could see a little bit of dumpage in the morning, but that could be recovered by tech earnings. I think SPY is going to go a little bit higher, in my personal opinion, before pulling back. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY and the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and move into BTC and then go ahead and wrap up this video. So we're going to go ahead and move into Bitcoin and crypto. So Bitcoin and crypto, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is bullish in my personal opinion. It is like the new gold, and actually there's studies coming out saying it's outperforming gold when it comes to what people choose. If they want to choose gold or Bitcoin, people are choosing Bitcoin more. Also, look how bullish these moving averages are. You can see that we do have the death cross, but look how rapidly the 50 moving average is curling up back up to the 200 moving average to give us a golden cross, which is extremely bullish. Also, unlike SPY, we're above the 200 moving average. Okay, so that means we're bullish as well. So that's looking good. Also, unlike SPY, we are positive for the month. You can see SPY is down 0.91% here for the month, but Bitcoin is up over almost 13.5% for the month, clearly decoupling from the stock market like I said it would. Also, guys can see we're above the 200 moving average, consolidating exactly like I said we would. Now, we do have a little bit of a problem, and I have to keep it 100 with you guys. I am not blind. You guys can see that we're starting to get a little bit of bearish divergence here. RSI trending down, price trending up. I think Bitcoin is going to correct down, retesting 91.6K, maybe even as low as 88 or 85K, then bounce and continue up. And I expect this to pretty much track with this prediction here, where we kind of pull back and retest some of these lows after inching a little bit higher. Then we pull back, retest some of these lows, and then once we retest those lows, then we start to work our way back to the upside for a potential new all-time high, and that will potentially bring in altcoin season. I think Bitcoin is actually setting up for a very, very decent move here coming soon. We're breaking out of a falling wedge. This is extremely bullish. Again, we're above the 200 moving average on the daily time frame. Also, if you go ahead and look at the weekly time frame, we have room to run now on the RSI, and the MACD is quickly curling up to flip bullish. Things are looking very, very good. We are above all moving averages here on the weekly time frame. We came down and retested the 50 moving average and bounced right off of it. This is all extremely bullish on the macro time frame for BTC. Now, also key coins like XRP, ADA, and stuff like that are set up for a move as well. So I think some of our bigger altcoins are going to make a move as well. You can see XRP definitely set up to break out of this falling wedge here, which could easily take XRP past $3.35, making a new all-time high. And then we can also see ADA is in a falling wedge as well, which could see ADA push up past this $1.32. So again, key coins like XRP, ADA are going to do very, very well, especially when Bitcoin makes this move. And we kind of seen this last time when Bitcoin pushed up. Not every altcoin went crazy. You guys can see, as far as the year is concerned, only some altcoins are up. XCN was an altcoin gem I called out. This Virtue coin is going crazy. XRP still up 300%, but not every altcoin. Cardano 8 is up 51% for the year. Top altcoins are up. Algorand is up, and some of the lower altcoins that have like fundamentals and stuff like that, or just had a big boom, those are up for the year, but not every single altcoin is up for the year. And that's why it's key to look at tokenomics, fundamentals, what number the token is, like is it top 100, how risky it is, how many coins are in supply, does it have fundamentals, does it have a community. Those are all key things to look at when looking at cryptocurrencies and picking what cryptos to buy. Now, once altcoin season comes and the mania comes, things will get crazy, and pretty much any altcoin will go crazy. Anything with the name crypto will go crazy, but we're not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're not there yet, and I think we still have a little bit ways to go. I think Bitcoin is setting up for the next leg to the upside, and that's going to bring in altcoin season, but we are not there yet. Again, people are trying to make Bitcoin the new standard of maintaining wealth. As Bitcoin becomes the strategic reserve for the USA, companies like GameStop make it a reserve, MicroStrategies make it a reserve. Crypto is becoming the gold standard for maintaining wealth, and it literally is one of the best things that we have because it has a fixed cap of 21 million coins. It cannot be printed, and it is decentralized. So these are all great things for cryptocurrencies. If we go ahead and look at crypto fear and greed, it's also showing us that we're bottoming as well, because crypto fear and greed is moving back into the greed section. Again, if you would have bought the fear, again, I bought the dip, I bought the fear, you would be up. Normally, fear and greed is a great way to determine what to do. Normally, if you just buy the fear and extreme fear and sell greed and extreme greed, you make money. So like basically buy, and this is not financial advice, but basically buy when you see extreme fear and then sell when you see extreme greed, and you'll make money. Not financial advice, but literally it's a great way to determine the market and, of course, keep your emotions in check. Ladies and gentlemen, this was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you found this video informative, please drop a like and leave a comment down below. We have a Discord. A Discord is a lifetime invite to a market support group where we help each other. I give out buy and sell signals, me personally, sell targets, literally telling you, hey, this is where I think we should enter, this is where I think we should exit, and then I give you guys technicals to look up. And of course, if you guys agree with those technicals, you do your own research and say, hey, this trade is legitimate, then you can take your own money and your own mind and go ahead and make that move. So if you guys want to join the Discord, this market support group, and join an exclusive community, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5, link down in the description below. It helps out the channel, and I would truly appreciate it if you guys would check that out as well. If you're interested, all you have to do is email me and I'll give you some information about it. Payments made via PayPal or Cash App. Once you make payment, I'll send you the link. We just sold 2 Discords this week, and I appreciate you guys for buying them. Also, we have a merch store as well. If you guys want to support the channel in a different way, you guys can see the merch looks a lot different than it looks here on the screen. It won't have these boxes and stuff like that. It will be very clean print. Things will look very good. You guys can see the hat looks very good quality. So if you guys do that, it does support the channel directly, so I'd appreciate that. And as always, y'all, thank you guys for helping me make it this far, because I wouldn't be here without you guys. Also, you went absolutely crazy today on the stream. Shout out Ant-Man, shout out Todd, shout out Bano, shout out Danny Lamb, shout out everybody who donated today. Thank you guys so much. Shout out DZ fam. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace. All right, fam, that was the video. If you found it informative, please drop a like, leave a comment, share this video. Those are all great ways to help out for absolutely free. If you want to support the channel in a different way, check out the merch store or join the Discord. And I appreciate each and every one of you that donate. Press like, show love, hit comments. All of that stuff truly helps out. I know some of you guys think it doesn't help out, but it helps out immensely. Also, shout out Eyes Blunted. We had a great game of Fortnite right before this video. Hope to play again. And as always, y'all, have fun. Stay safe, make money. Peace.